Needed a little change of scenery in my utility closet. I think the light's pretty good here. And I know my camera's probably crooked. Anyway, someone actually asked me a question that I wanted to answer in a video form because it was a very good question, and I apologize that I don't have the name of the person who asked in my head right now. But anyway, the question was, how has making these videos affected your condition, mental illness, I don't like that term, psychiatric disorder? I don't remember his exact words, but that's what it was. The question was basically. And I never even thought to consider that. So, okay, the soup has to come down here with the other cans. Oh. Okay. Anyway. Well, I would say most of all, foremost, and I think I mentioned this, this was a topic in a different video, was feeling useful, and that when I was a registered nurse, when you tell people, when they say, so what do you do? And you say, I'm an RN, or I'm just a nurse, or whatever, you automatically are seen differently than everyone else. You're put on a little bit of a pedestal, and you see it in people's expression. You're admired, you're, you know, thank you for doing your job, and then when they would hear that I worked in oncology, was with cancer patients, it would go even up a notch too, and I would get pride from that. Not pride as in like I thought I was better than people because I did this, was my job, but that I was, and other people saw this, and I was useful to society. I had a skill, I had a talent, I had a way of doing things, and I was doing one of the hard jobs in the world, but only because I loved doing it. And it made, and like that bigger sense of society that I was useful. And you know, it's not impossible, and it's not that it's not true, but it's kind of hard to find that when you're zoning shelves at Walmart to get the same sensation. You know, you might get a little taste here and there when you help a little lady do something, find something, you know, but, and then when you're on disability, it's just gone. And so, when I get messages that say, you know, your videos have really helped me, you've put into words things that I'm feeling, you know, it's going to help someone else in my family understand, things like that, I feel useful to society as a whole, as a sort of Zen kind of, I'm effective in nature as a human being, I'm doing my part kind of thing. Do you get what I'm saying? And so there's a sense of satisfaction and unexpected, because I really honestly didn't think anyone would ever watch. I really didn't. And I was totally unprepared that people were. Anyway, I thought for the longest time I was really honestly just talking to myself. I didn't realize people would be tuning in. Initially, it did cause me to be a little too focused on my symptoms, in my disorder. But I had to be, because I was looking for them, I was assessing them, I was monitoring them, because sometimes they were topics of videos, and sometimes I wanted to catch them and show them to you. And after a while, though, it did the exact opposite. It became less about my bipolar disorder and more about sharing and helping other people. Where I was so lost and confused in the beginning and overwhelmed with all the medications and the doctors, and all of a sudden they say you have this, and you're like, oh, it's going to ruin my life, you know. I was there at one time. I'm not there anymore. I've come a long way. And the path has been up and down and just inside out. So, especially for those who are lost, just starting, or a family member, you know, it's become more about what I'm doing for other people. The giving, the helping, the, you know, that thing. Like a, I don't know, it's kind of vaguely spiritual. If I were hypomanic or manic, I could probably go on and have all these bizarre connections to tell you about. But, you know, it's really just more, I'm looking outside of myself a lot more. And I see that I can accomplish things and hard things and deal with the disorder. I'm not helpless, I'm dependent, I'm resourceful, I'm brave, you know, I'm learning so much. And it was such a big part of it was sharing myself with other people. And it was freeing. It's been really freeing, especially with some of the more disturbing symptoms that I've had. The more you just relax and let them go and let them exist on their own, the more they float away. That's been my experience. And taking ownership of your disorder, and you know, I've been doing that more myself. I've been taking more of my own advice. You know, I mean, I would feel really lame giving advice and then me doing the exact opposite. But, you know, like right now, I'm at a really stressful point with my other family members. I'm doing well. They're having a horrible time. And it gets me depressed and it gets me down. And sometimes I just want to say, forget it. I quit trying. I'm not going to take meds anymore. I'll go back in the hospital so, you know, people have forgotten that I have this because I've done so well. You know, and it goes through and leaves. Because I would be letting people down. And it just would be silly to do. But anyway, it's easier for me to deal with those little temptations and tantrums and frustrations. And I've learned how to not get offended as easily. And let people disagree with me. And so I've grown quite a bit thanks to you guys, because I never would have continued without you. Anyway, I gotta go. I ran out of time.